They train in silence, ride for hours when nobody's watching, uphill, against wind, under sun, through pain, but the moment a race is lost, the crowd forgets everything except the failure. Why really does it suck to be a cyclist? Let's talk about it, because cycling isn't just pedaling its punishment. Let's rewind. Imagine waking up at 4:38 a.m. every single day, no matter if it's raining, snowing, or if your legs still throb from yesterday's ride. You force yourself up, you stretch, you fuel up, and then you ride. 50, maybe 100 kilometers before the rest of the world even pours their first coffee. That is the daily reality for thousands of professional cyclists trying to make it in 2025's ultra-competitive scene. It's not glamorous, it's not viral, it's brutal. And now, add pressure, not just from coaches, but from algorithms. In today's world, it's not enough to win a race. You need to win the internet too. Post your wattage data, upload every hill climb, share your resting heart rate, let AI analyze your cadence, let followers judge whether you're training hard enough. If you don't go viral, you don't matter. That's the new rule. Because brands want influencers, not just winners. That kid who finishes 5th but posts sick reels with a drone, he might get more deals than the one who podiums. That's the game now. It's not just about racing. It's about performance on and off the bike. And if you're not posting, someone else is, not always. That's the modern cyclist curse. But here's what fans don't see. The injuries that never heal right, the skin peeled from crashes, the constant saddle sores, the numb hands, the neck strain, the micro tears and tendons, the chronic fatigue, the days your body screams stop. But you keep going because missing one ride might cost you everything. You ride through pain, through sickness. You hide symptoms. Because if the team doctor knows, you're benched. If sponsors find out, you're dropped. It's lonely too. Long rides mean long hours alone. Hours of thinking, doubting, worrying. You start wondering, what am I even doing this for? And then there's the mental health side. Something no one talked about a decade ago. Now, it's everything. Cyclists are opening up about burnout, about depression, about the anxiety of having your body your only tool betray you when you need it most. One bad season, you're done. And guess what? You're not protected. Not like soccer players. Not like NBA stars. No huge contracts. No insurance cushions. If you crash and can't ride again, that's it. Career over. No fallback. Just bills and memories. And cycling, it doesn't make you rich. Unless you're one of the 5 elite names in the Tour de France, you're likely broke. Mid-level pros make less than entry-level office workers. Some even take side jobs, ride-share drivers, delivery gigs. Baristas just to afford race entry fees and food. Still think it's glamorous. You train for a year, maybe 2, and get one big shot, one wild card invite to a European race. Jet lag, foreign roads, strange food, no support. You're alone in a rented apartment, cooking notes on a hot plate, washing your own bibs in a sink, hoping your bike makes it through customs. Then race day comes. You line up. You're the unknown guy in bib numbered 147. The peloton doesn't care. The team cars don't know your name. The gun goes off, and you ride your heart out. Maybe you get dropped on a climb. Maybe your chain snaps. Maybe a crash takes you out. No one will remember your name, except maybe your mom and your coach. But you'll remember, because you trained for it, you bled for it, and still, you go again, because for cyclists, suffering isn't a byproduct, it's the whole point. They crave it, because that's the only way they know they're still in it, still alive. And the irony, the better you get, the more invisible you become unless you're winning. You could be the best. Domestique in the game, shielding your team leader from win fetching bottles, burning yourself out for someone else's victory. But fans won't change your name. You're just the guy who didn't win. The reality of a cyclist's life is sacrifice. You sacrifice your body, your youth, your relationships. You miss birthdays, weddings, holidays. You ghost your friends. You skip meals. You obsess over grams and gear ratios, over your FTP, your sleep scores, your VO to max. You become a machine, all for a dream that might never pay off. And let's not forget doping accusations. One great performance. People start whispering, "He must be juicing." It never ends. You're either not good enough, or you're too good to be clean. So why do cyclists do it? Because deep down, there's a freedom in it. A feeling you can't explain unless you've been there. Descending at 80 kilometers per hour with nothing but trust in your tires. Crushing a mountain climb while your legs scream and your mind floats. That addictive silence when you're so far out, all you hear is your breath. That's why. But man, it's a hard life, and no one really talks about it. Because on TV, cycling looks beautiful. Serene mountains, team colors flashing past alpine lakes, champagne on podiums. But backstage, it's brutal. And most of the time, the audience never sees the pain behind the pedals. So, the next time you see someone on a bike grinding uphill in silence, know this, that's a warrior. Smash that like button if you've ever rooted for the underdog. Drop a comment what sport do you think hides the most pain, and hit subscribe, because tomorrow, we're diving into a story you won't believe. They say cycling is freedom wine in your face, roads unending, legs burning. But what they don't say is how quickly that freedom can become a cage. The pressure doesn't just come from the outside. It starts early, way before the spotlight. It begins the moment a kid wins their first local race. And here's a coach say, "You've got potential." From then on, every sunrise ride isn't just for fun, it's a test. A quiet, daily contract with pain, cold pavement, Empty streets, sore muscles, and silence, always silence. You sacrifice weekends, birthdays, vacations. Your social life is reduced to training schedules and nutritional plans. You eat according to what output. You sleep based on HRV metrics. You socialize in your head on long rides. And when the rest of the world is still asleep, you're already 30 miles in. But none of that is seen. What the public sees: the crash, the cramp, the missed podium. They don't care how many hours you rode into headwinds or how long you stayed on the bike with a torn ligament. They only care when you lose. Cyclists get heckled not just from sidelines but from within their own communities. Why weren't you pushing harder on that climb? Didn't look like you trained for this one. She's lost her edge. Imagine pouring your soul into a time trial only to have armchair experts tear it down in the comments 5 minutes later. It's even worse in the digital age. AI-driven performance analytics now decide who gets sponsored, who gets sidelined. You can be the most dedicated athlete on the team and still lose your spot to a rider. With better social metrics and a prettier Instagram grid, cycling is no longer just about the road. It's about branding. You're expected to be an endurance machine, a fashion icon, a mental health advocate, and a content creator all at once. And when burnout hits, there's no grace. Talk about mental health, and they call you weak. Step away to recover, and you're done. The system wasn't built for balance. It was built for performance. And if you can't perform, there's always someone younger, faster, hungrier, ready to replace you. Let's talk about injuries cyclists ride through pain most people wouldn't walk through. Broken collarbones, torn ligaments, crushed spirits. You crash, and 10 minutes later, someone from your team is asking if you can still ride tomorrow. Because contracts don't pause for injuries. Races don't wait for healing. Sponsors don't care if you're limping, only that your logo is visible. Every time a cyclist clips in, they know they're one mistake away from being forgotten. And let's not forget the dark side of training. Extreme dieting, overtraining, performance-enhancing temptation. The sport is obsessed with watts per kilo. Cyclists cut weight like fighters. They monitor every calorie like it's currency. And it takes a toll. Physically, mentally. Some fall into disordered eating, others into obsessive routines, sleep, trackers, blood glucose monitors, supplements with names you can't pronounce. It's not discipline anymore. It's desperation. And when the podium moment finally comes, when the national anthem plays and the gold medal hangs heavy, it lasts seconds, then it's gone. You're already thinking about the next race, the next hill, the next sacrifice. Because in cycling, there's no finish line, and the ones who don't make it, they disappear. No farewell tour, no big press release, just an old Instagram page, some dusty medals, and a garage full of memories. So, the next time you see a cyclist pushing through rain, grinding up a mountain, or collapsing at the finish, know this: you're not just looking at an athlete. You're looking at a human who gave up everything for a shot at a dream. Smash that like button if you've ever respected the grind. Drop A in the comments if you've faced burnout. And hit subscribe, because tomorrow's story might just change the way you see every athlete on the road. Ride safe, stay strong, and never forget, behind every cyclist is a storm you never saw coming.